Alright guys, I'm going to make a real quick video here on something I just found on this 7.3 Powerstroke, and I have been chasing this issue around for months, and I just now figured out what's going on with it. This truck has had a random intermittent misfire. I checked over the injectors, they were fine. Checked over the valve cover harnesses, I'm actually in the process of replacing those right now. And you know, I've been going over the injectors, the sensors. I thought maybe the TS6 chip had something to do with it. There we go. But this is what I found. So when I went ahead and started pulling the wires, because what you got to do is, let me show you here real quick. This new valve cover harness that I got comes with a a new connector, because what happened was the valve cover harness right in here, and this is pretty common, these pins will melt. Well, the plastic will melt and you'll lose contact with the pins between this connector and the valve cover harness, and that'll cause issues. So what I found when I went to wire this harness up into the truck's wiring harness was right here. It's gonna be hard to see, guys, but alright, so this is the valve cover harness, and that's where it's burned up, like I was saying, is that one. But right here, you can see each one of these wires on this harness that goes to the injectors. You might be able to see right, let me turn my, here we go. Alright, I'm going to show you guys as best I can here. Each one of these wires has a rip in it. That one, this one here has another little broken wire right there, and then this one here, and then this one I just cut here, that also had a bad one. And the issue with this specific wire here is it was grounding out to this guy. So each one of these wires, as you can imagine, are probably shorting out and causing all kinds of havoc, especially with these injectors. So that would explain why I'm getting a random misfire. And it's intermittent. It wasn't all the time, and I figured maybe, fuel related issue. Like I said, I have been chasing this down for months, and I'm glad I finally started tearing into this valve cover gasket issue. And this is the front connector, the front driver's side connector. And another thing that I also found out is this truck would have a random surging idle and some other weird issues. This right here is your injector control pressure sensor, okay? And if you look in there, it's full of oil. And if it's full of oil, it's no good. You got to replace it. This connector, full of oil, and the wires, you can actually jiggle back and forth. They're just, I don't know what the word is for it, but all the oil has completely ruined these wires. So I'm gonna have to order a pigtail for this. Here's the thing that I suggest, guys, when it comes to buying this ICP sensor: do not buy it off Amazon, eBay, anywhere except for either Ford, or I ordered mine through Sinister Diesel, and they're about 125 bucks. And let me tell you why you want to order that one versus the cheap $40 one. The cheap $40 one will work, but only for a few days, maybe a month or two. I haven't heard anybody get more than 2 months out of the cheap one. So you definitely just want to drop the 125 bucks and get the good one. So that explains my random misfire on the 7.3 Powerstroke, and that's just one thing to check. Another thing I also want to mention while I'm here is, if you guys are having a random misfire like this, there's other issues that could cause it. This wiring harness that comes down through here sometimes will rub against the valve cover, open up, and you'll have bare wires underneath it. So really check your wiring. I didn't think that the wiring was an issue on this truck, but I mean, it's spent a lot of time out in Oklahoma in the heat, and it's definitely taken its toll on these old brittle wires. So alright guys, that's it for now. If you guys want to see more on this OBS and the first gen Cummins that I'm also going to be working on here pretty soon, like and subscribe. Please subscribe to this channel. I'll have a lot more content coming this summer. just getting started again. I've been off YouTube for quite a few years, just got back on. So, all right, guys.